This is the Wairarapa Road Safety Council's annual pool party, put on every year to thank Road Patrol students for their hard work.
They've swum in the pool through the morning, and now they're having a sausage sizzle. And Road Patrol, as you would be aware, is a very important part of, really important part of education, because it keeps kids safe.
Firefighters from the Masterton station come along every year to help with the barbecue lunch.
Every kid loves a firefighter and a fire truck, so it just gives us the opportunity to grow that community spirit around what we're here for, and that's to protect what we value and protect our people.
It's a privilege to be working alongside Fire and Emergency New Zealand to support and thank these students and the work that they've done over the year.
The pool party was well underway when guests were reminded that firefighters have a much more important job to do than sizzling sausages.
This morning we responded from here, not long after we got here, started cooking, and then we got a fire alarm call to the local hospital. We're a career crew that's based in Marston, responding to sort of 600-700 calls a year, so we've got to be available at all times.
So this is the first year in virtually a decade that they've been called out, and I think that's probably due to all the pressures, the extra pressures on our fire service.
Thankfully, it was a false alarm, and the crew returned to the station where the Masterton Fire Brigade took time to talk about the ongoing protests over pay and working conditions for firefighters.
Our contract has been expired for approximately 18 months, and we've been trying to negotiate between the PFU, the union, FENZ, the management. So we're walking off the job every Monday and Friday at the moment from 11 in the morning till lunchtime, 12 o'clock.
Firefighters are concerned about the state of their equipment and the risk of letting the community down.
About 2 years ago, Ross was involved with this particular incident, a house fire that was starting to brew up, wasn't it, Ross?
Wasn't involved on the right.
Yeah, and so it was still savable, but as soon as they were preparing to go through the door, the pump had a catastrophic water failure, just started dumping water on the ground. It was a part failure. It was determined from that, with the investigation, that it had failed because it had never been maintained. So it was the bureaucracy had missed the opportunity to make sure that our vehicles were up to spec and safe for us to use.
The Masterton Fire Station normally operates 4 fire trucks, but 2 are currently out of action for repairs. Nielsen says that puts the public at risk.
So yesterday we saw our second heavy pumper appliance that was in the back row. That's been now taken away for repair. So it hasn't been available, but now it's not even here at all. So now we've still got the long ladder, the one on the left-hand side here, that's off that appliance, and no good to anybody lying on the floor.
We're struggling to provide the cover because we work in crews of 4. We're so short of staff, and the staff are so stretched that we're struggling. You're spending 70 or 80 hours a week here. That's 40 hours a week that you're not spending at home, with your family.
I think most people with their relationships are suffering. And we have had a number of firefighter suicides over the years.
While mental health support is available to firefighters, they are required to ask for it, and they say that's a problem.
Because we go to so many more medical calls, which is affecting a lot more the mental health of people, dealing with more traumatic events and stuff like that. You sign up to be a fireman, you don't sign up to be an ambulance officer.
You end up going to a lot of suicides and traumatic incidents like that. And we had a big run of them, didn't we, for a while there?
While we're trained in first aid, we're trained in CPR and the correct methods of using those sort of things. We're not trained in dealing with cutting people down off suicide lines, or to deal with families in the room screaming and trying to push you out of the way we're trying to do our job, and that's the sort of things that really can hit home on us.
On July 22nd, 2022, the World Health Organization declared firefighting to be a carcinogenic occupation, placing firefighters in Group 1A, the group with the highest risk of developing cancer.
Inherently, one of the biggest risks that we face every fire we go to is we're not protected from the carcinogens and the smoke that we are exposed to. And so what we've been after for some time is recognition and a support from our organisation, from Fire and Emergency, to support us in the recognition of what we've called, because ACC don't currently cover it.
While health needs are covered by the health system, income support comes from ACC, who only recognise claims from firefighters who can prove the cancer is linked to work. In a statement to Local Focus, ACC says, "We recognise the devastating impact a cancer diagnosis can have on a person's well-being. If a professional firefighter or former professional firefighter develops cancer and there is evidence that this was due to significant exposure to chemicals at work, then they may be covered by ACC. ACC assess each claim to find out if the cancer was more likely than not to be work-related. Any change to this, such as automatically presuming cancer is caused by firefighting, would require a change in the legislation. Firefighters are also saying the remuneration simply does not match what is required of them on a daily basis."
I've just been promoted from senior firefighter to a substantive station officer position, and if I took overtime out of the equation, I would be on a pay rise. But as an officer, I've now got less overtime, and so I've actually taken a pay drop to become an officer.
Fire and Emergency New Zealand, or FENZ, was established in July 2017 after the amalgamation of all New Zealand's urban and rural fire services. Local Focus approached FENZ to comment on the concerns outlined by the Masterton Fire Brigade. Their reply was one sentence long. "We're focused on working constructively and collaboratively with the union leadership to achieve a settlement that recognises the important role our firefighters play and that is fair and sustainable for everyone." For now, fire crews like this one are calling on people for support so they can get back to doing what matters, serving their communities.
We have got the support of the community, we know that. It's been on the news, it's been on talkback radio, it's, the whole gambit has been going on, and we are in the limelight. Not that we want to be, we'd rather be in the limelight for other reasons. So when we do go out and have to protest, that join us on the picket line if we have to do it again. We're hopeful that we don't, really hopeful. But if we do, it'd be really great to see people there on a Friday or a Monday in Masterton.
Yep.
And it's normally at the town hall,
Yep.
at the town square, and that would be great to see people there supporting us.
Ben Carter, Local Focus.